Today I got something a little bit odd, a little bit different for you, something you might not have heard of because I hadn't heard about it until, I don't know, about a month or so ago, but this is something that's been going on for a while. This is called the Knights of the Slice Sea of Dagger, and these are action figures, 4-inch, 1/18 scale action figures. And from my understanding, they were crowdfunded through a Patreon, which I think is a little bit weird because I would think that would limit your reach and how much money you get, but to each their own and how they do things. But I discovered these after they came in, and a couple that I wanted to get were already sold out. Missed the boat on that one. Haha, so to speak, these are sailors. But these are the ones I was able to get my hands on, and I like a few of them. I don't like some of the others. I got them in 2 different waves, thinking I wanted to get some. Now, I'm going to be really honest. These are expensive little figures. They are little, and they are expensive. A couple of them are $40. One of them was $46. Guy right here in the middle was $48. And so, these are not by any means things I'm telling you should go get. I'm just kind of showing you what's out there. And as of this recording, there are only 2 figures still available, and it's these 2 right there. This one, these 2 are sold out. This one, you have to join the Patreon in order to buy this figure. I don't even know if it's still in stock. So the website, if you're interested, as I said, is called knightsoftheslice.com. They'll be on the main page there for you. So these are some interesting things. You get some figures, and I got piles of accessories in front of each of them. As you can see, they're essentially the same figure. They're all the same body. They have all the same heads. They have all the same necks, all the same parts. I got 5 identical figures. They're just all repainted. If you're not a fan of repaints, you're not going to like these. I think I know why they repainted it. I think it's to use that tooling more and more, make some more money off of it, so that the tooling isn't as expensive as just making one figure, which probably would have been $80 to $100. But with the variety of heads that these figures come with, it's pretty easy to swap them out and have different looking characters. So the first thing I want to do is grab this main front center normalish looking character or figure and show you the articulation. It has a ball joint on the neck, and the funny thing is the neck also rotates back and forth as well. As I mentioned earlier, these come with replaceable necks, or did I mention that? I can't remember now. The arm rotates at the shoulder, lifts up about that high. There is a bicep rotation, pretty cool, and a hinge and a rotation at the elbow, and it's a little over 90 degrees. Just a little bit over. The wrist only rotates because it pops off. I'll talk about that in a moment. The waist rotates. There is a torso cut, if you can see that right there, but it doesn't really do anything. It rotates, but it doesn't go back and forth or front to back or anything like that. It doesn't really move. You can do the splits extremely well. If you want him to sit, he can sit. And he has a thigh rotation. Single pin knee. Goes back probably about 90, just under 90 degrees. And there is a hinge and a pivot at the ankle. It goes back about that far. And it goes forward. You gotta be careful, I've got accessories like laying around everywhere here. Goes forward about that far. One thing I really don't like, but I'm sure it has to do with manufacturing and cost, is the fact that the hinge at the ankle doesn't match up with the boot or the foot. It matches the pants and the vest, essentially, and they all do. But I think it's also a cost thing. It just doesn't look good. I don't like that look, and it probably is one of those things that might not make me buy figures in the future. I mean, besides the cost, I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to see them reach out to more people to see if they could bring that cost per figure down because they're getting more funding. So according to the website, these characters have names. This is Crae Drake, and it's a deluxe yellow costume. This guy over here is Sea Dog Triton. This guy right in the middle is named Ron, and he's a deluxe figure with weapons pack. Then we have a zombie navigator. This guy over here is Invisible Crae, is what I'm going to call him. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember much about it. It was a secret listing. And so I bought it because, well, like I said, I thought I was buying a different figure. So what's interesting about these figures is that they have, I guess you could call a pop and a swap system of sorts. So like these are pretty highly customizable. You could pop off a leg and swap it out with one of the others if you would like to. I'm not quite sure if you can pop out the entire leg. I haven't been able to get that. Oh yeah, look at that. So you could pop out the entire leg if you want to. We'll tuck that back in. If you want to swap out torsos and legs between the figures, you could do that. Pop that back on. The same thing with the wrist. You can pop the wrist off if you want to, and that's why there's no hinge. It's just that kind of a system. I don't know. Can you do this? I haven't tried all of them. That almost feels like it wants to break. I'm not sure if you can actually... Oh, there we go. Yep, you can pop off the arm as well. So I'm not actually sure if you're supposed to. That looks like a different kind of a joint. I might have just forced something you weren't supposed to do. But I'll pop it back on for now and pretend like it didn't happen. See, I'm not really entirely sure what pops off and what doesn't. The head, as you saw earlier, easily pops off. The neck pops off. I can't get it off right this minute. I don't know if this torso pops off. Anytime I try to pop anything off, I mean the upper chest, so... I'm not going to try the feet. They might. Maybe I will try. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so yeah, you can pop the feet off as well. Too bad you couldn't find blue shoes. That's what they should do, include blue shoes. Include shoes that match the color. That's actually a pretty durable point there. Oh, did I do these yet? I don't think I did. You can pop off the lower leg as well. So, like, if you wanted, you could even give the purple boots to this guy here or something. So, it's a very highly customizable line. If you like that, just grab a bunch of figures, pop and swap, make some new color combinations, make some new stuff, and that's pretty fun. So, one thing I mentioned, it was difficult to get the heads on. So, the head that comes with the figure, no problem. Take off, pop on and off. However, some of these heads you're going to have to heat up if you get these figures, if you want to put them on, because they don't just pop on. Some, one or two did, but some are very, very difficult. So let's go through all these different accessories real quick that they came with. They all come with a second neck joint. I say second because they already have one on, and it matches the skin tone of the figure. Why they come with this, I actually don't know. I don't know if it's because maybe the piece gets lost because it's removable, or if it breaks easy. I'm not really sure why it comes with a second neck, but they all do. And then they all come with a version of this head. It's got a bandana on. He's kind of got some creepy looking eyes. This guy's got red hair, but that's what this one comes with. You got a purple bandana and zombie-ish head for that one. This guy over here comes with that color right there. He doesn't come with any extra heads. This glow-in-the-dark, not translucent, but glow-in-the-dark comes with that one right there. That's kind of cool. And as you can see, they all come with this pointy chin guy right there, and different colors and all sorts of stuff. Let's get this head up here. They all come with this head as well. Just a ponytail type of curl front hair. And this is a purple one right there. And here's another yellow head, but this one has a different ponytail tie in the back right there. And then, not that it really matters, but there is a glow-in-the-dark version of that head right there. This one over here is a bit of an exception because he's got like this armored head, and I really like this. I'm not sure what this whole armored shield-looking thing is all about, why they all didn't come with it. Maybe that's what makes it deluxe. But I really like that, and I kind of wish you'd have it in a few different colors there. So then going left to right, this guy over here, he has a yellow vest, so you can change out the coat that he's wearing for this yellow vest if you'd like. He also has this thing that I'm pretty sure goes around the waist. Probably take the coat off, you could put this thing on. And he's got a gray belt that you could also put on. That little hole right there is designed to hold a sword or maybe a gun of some sort. This guy here came with nothing except for the neck joint. This guy came with 2 gold weapons. I know there's a lot of gold stuff here, but he came with this sword, and he came with this kind of a big handgun, piratey handgun of some sort. And he came with just the stuff I've shown you. Now, this guy over here, we'll get to at the end, he's got a lot of weird, crazy stuff. So when I placed my order, I placed 2 different orders. In the first order, I think it was, I got this really weird random pile of gold things. And I don't really know what they go with. I guess it's just an accessory pack, but this is like a cross or an axe of some sort. I got a small sword that doesn't want to be picked up here, so it's like a smaller version of the other sword. And then here's a smaller little piratey gun right there. And then there's this thing, and I'm not entirely sure what this thing is, because in some of the marketing posters they showed figures holding this, or at least one figure holding it like a boomerang. And then there's this piece right here, which just looking at it, I haven't a clue in the world what this is for. I'm assuming maybe this is a handheld that looks like a trigger right there. Maybe this goes up against the arm, but with a hole, and it looks like there's a peg here. I kind of make the assumption that maybe this is a crossbow of sorts, and this goes together, and when I pushed it on, it actually went, and now it looks more like a crossbow. But without actually any explanation, it took me a while to figure what this thing was. Then I got a couple heads, and these are really weird. So I got this one. I'm not really sure what to do with this. This looks like an Autobot, a Transformer head or a robot or something. It's not going to match any of these guys back here if I put it on there. Maybe this is just meant to be a head that you can put on any figure if you want to. I don't know. I'm not a customizer. I don't think this way. So I just got some random robot head with red eyes. Now this one's actually kind of cool. This is almost like a ninja head. It's just a gold head with red eyes, and I dropped it, but that's okay because it's back. So I'm not really sure exactly. Again, it doesn't really go on any of these guys. It doesn't look good. So maybe I've got like an Eagle Force or some other figure that this would look good on. But that was all an accessory pack. Now, here's the really crazy thing. This guy over here, the glow-in-the-dark one, came with all sorts of weird accessories. And here's the first one. You get like this little alien guy. I'm not really even sure. He's like sitting. He's got hands like he's playing a video game there or something. But he's definitely sitting, and he's got a hole on his bottom. So we got these two little pegs as well, glow-in-the-dark pegs. I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say one of these pegs probably goes in that hole. Or could be. I don't know. You get this little gun-like thing that looks like it could go on a hand, because as I mentioned earlier, like you could pull the hand off just like so, and this has a peg, so I'm guessing this is like an arm cannon, like this is like glow-in-the-dark Mega Man pirate style, maybe pew pew or something. I'm not really sure, but you could do something like that with that thing. It's like a gun of some sort. I'm honestly really not sure. This guy came with the 0 instructions, and there's like nothing indicating what any of this stuff is. So it's going to get a little bit weirder. This is like a half mask. It got hair, got an eye hole like right in there somewhere. There you see the tweezer right through it, and it's got a half nose, missing mouth. It's so weird. I don't even know, because like I tried hooking it around some of these heads, and it doesn't fit like around any of these heads. None of them. So, well, I didn't try this. Well, I mean, okay, kind of fits around that, but the eye hole doesn't really line up. So I guess it could go on that style of head. Well, then I also got this thing. This is like another mask of some sort. Let's not throw that off here. Let's get a good grip here. Got this mask, or a helmet, and it doesn't go on any of them either, but now I'm kind of curious if it will go on this, right? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that will go on this style, this gold head. It's kind of a smooth, because it doesn't fit on any of the other heads, and I just gotta get this out. But anyway, I got this weird glow-in-the-dark helmet. And then the final odd piece is this thing right here. Let me grab a hold of it so you can see it better. This weird contraption-y thing that... Hey, wait a minute. I think I'm discovering something right now. That almost... I wonder, is that a chair? Oh, hey, he fits. That's like a little... Hey, that's his little video game chair. That's his little... You know, there's a hole here. Okay. So there's a hole under... Well, let's call it the chair, the space chair. There's a hole under there. And there's a hole in the front. I wonder... Hey, that fits. Hey, maybe this is like a little gun, alien gun system. I was going to say something different in a minute, but... Hey, it sits. What in the world is this? Is like a... I don't know. At first I was going to say, maybe this is like one of the character back blings in Fortnite, where like this hole, like it hooks into the back of the head and he's like peering over the guy's shoulder. But I kind of think this must go together here. That took me a while to figure out, apparently. And then there's a hole in the front, so maybe, I don't know. Like, what's the point of putting a peg in the front? Like, what's it hook into? I don't know. That's as far as I've gotten on this one. Maybe there's other pieces maybe this is like the mass device or the weather dominator. We got to like hunt all the pieces and make this thing. How weird. How weird. I don't know if I'm going to say cool, but how weird is that? So anyway, here's a bunch of figures from Knights of the Slice. Toy Pizza, a Sea of Daggers. There's so many different names. I'm not quite sure how they're all connected, but they all seem to be the same thing. So I'm just tossing stuff back here. Where they go? So these are some fascinating little figures. I want to show you some height comparisons so you have an kind of an idea of how they line up with other figures. I know I said 1/18, 4 inches, but I'm going to just grab a few, so we'll be right back. And we have the Chosen Ron, the one that will be compared to all the other figures that I show. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier or not, but this is a very cartoony style figure. It's not real serious, it's not too realistic, it's just kind of a fun, cartoony, have fun play figure. So in that regard, I'm going to bring up a Fortnite figure first because Fortnite is generally that same kind of a styling, a kind of a cartoony, fun looking kind of style. So there you can see how he stands up. Next, I've got a modern era G.I. Joe figure, it's Sergeant Stone. I hope he actually stands properly. You can see now that this guy has a little bit more exaggerated characteristics, whereas Sergeant Stone is supposed to be a little bit more proportional, a little bit more realistic looking. And that's what I mean when I say realistic looking. We've got a Marauders figure over here on the left side, if we can get him to stand. A little bit taller than the others. Then I got a Chicken Fried Toys Black Snake. This is from Weird Western Tales. So apparently we've got mostly realistic, serious looking figures here compared to the two cartoony in the middle. Set these guys off to the side. And then I'll bring in an Eagle Force, which I would actually say Eagle Force is not trying to be realistic or that kind of thing. It's more in between cartoony and realistic. Like the proportions are more realistic. The kind of some of the designs are a little bit more cartoony. But as you can see, Eagle Force is a little bit shorter than this guy. And I would say even scrawnier. Then just for a lot of fun, and no, I did not mean to do this fashion-wise. I did not mean to make both of the guys on each side red, white, and blue. That was completely by accident. But anyway, here's a Boss Fight Studios Pirate. If we can get him to stand, he's had a little bit too much of the rum. So, but there we go, we got him standing, and he kind of looks pretty good. He's a little bit more cartoony / realistic. He's kind of the in-between like Eagle Forces. So you get the idea of how tall this guy is. So if you stuck around this long, I am truly grateful, thank you, because these figures are what I would classify as out of left field. They are just they're an unknown variable. And so I would really ask you, I'd really like to know, have you heard of these figures? How long have you heard or known about them? Like, were you in on the crowdfunding way back when? Did you just find out about them through like Facebook? You know, what's your experience here? What's your connection? And then what do you even think of these things? Do you like them? Do you think they're odd? Do you think they're super cool? Like, what is your thoughts? I'm really fascinated and really interested to get lots of people's opinions, because right now I can't form my own. Part of me likes these, part of me doesn't like them. I'm really on the fence. I think it's more, I really like this guy, but I don't really like this one. I think it's the colors, and I think I like this guy. I like the coat, and I really, really would love to get my hands on the black one. Not black skin tone, but like the black outfit with the red coat, I think it is. The one that really looks regally, dastardly, piratey. I'm on the fence with this guy. I don't think the helmet really works with this figure, so I'm going to have to swap out heads and see what I think. This one is just a glow-in-the-dark. I don't really care about glow-in-the-dark all that much. So, like I said, I wanted a different one. But anyway, what is your thoughts? I'd love to hear them. Just bombard my comment section. Just tell me, even if you think other people are saying it, I'd like to know group mindset here. What are your thoughts? And how long have you known about these? And now that you know about them, knowing the prices between $40 and $48, would you actually, go and get these things? Are they interesting or cool enough? What are your thoughts? If there were more figures offered from Knights of the Slice that are like these figures, would you be interested? By the way, Knights of the Slice has no idea I'm making this video. I got these and I'm making the video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you if you're still here. I will see you in the next one.